Y'all, we're in Cleveland, Ohio at some low-income apartments, part of the housing authority. This is Miss Hodge, and her apartment is one of many that's overran with mice. When I saw rodents, I said, okay, roaches, which is not any better, but mice have taken over. One tenant in one apartment had to go buy a cat to get rid of her issue, okay? They are jumping in the bed. Now, the good thing that I'm so glad that she went to legal aid, and the legal aid attorney told her to stop paying rent and to put her rent with the court system. Only because the news stepped in did they finally come in and patch the holes up. But the news had to step in for them to do it. So the lawyer with legal aid said he really wants to sue the housing authority because this isn't the only apartment complex that's having this issue. You know, it's really sad when people think that you have to live like this just because you're in low-income housing. Everyone deserves
at this
to be
Carver
housed
Park apartment complex say
mice.
their homes are infested with multitudes of mice. What do you hear?
Like a little scratching noise, like something trying to come through.
I woke up like with the feeling of something crawling on me.
They were like jumping in the bed, climbing in the bed.
The complex is managed by the Cleveland Metropolitan Housing Authority. Rebecca Hodge says she's been calling them for months, but little has been done.
They come in, they put the sticky traps down, Terminex, and there'll be like 2, maybe 3 on a trap at a time. Because sticky traps at this point is not working.
Last year, Hodge moved here with her husband and 2 children. She says since February, they've seen signs of mice everywhere.
We're now starting to have a large amount of flies because of the dead mice.
This past June, Hodge's 2-year-old daughter began developing respiratory issues. Hodge says it's because of the mice.
The amount of mice that's in the walls, in our heating systems when we are breathing the air is causing us to be sick because of it.
That's when attorney Howard Strain stepped in. He's with the Legal Aid Society of Cleveland.
These are terrible conditions in this house.
Strain advised Hodge to deposit her rent check with the Cleveland Municipal Courts until CMHA resolves the issue. He then hired Home Inspector Jim Husseini to document the infestation. Husseini had Hodge show him everything that's been damaged, and he videotaped what he saw.
Or there are excessive rodent droppings inside of them.
You do this all the time,
Yes.
right? How bad was this apartment?
I've never seen an infestation in an inhabited structure like I saw in this one. Droppings in literally every room, every corner.
And Strain says this CMHA apartment complex is just one of several with the same issue. He represents tenants living at 3 other CMHA properties that, he says, are all infested with rodents.
Are you seeing this as a systemic issue?
I believe it is a systemic issue.
CMHA's attorney said he couldn't comment on Hodge's specific situation, but in an email he wrote in part, upon notification that a resident has a pest issue or pest-related concerns, CMHA staff visit the unit in question to investigate and develop a strategy or solution to address the problem. If repairs to the unit are needed in relation to a pest issue, CMHA's maintenance staff will either make the necessary repairs or refer the repairs to the appropriate contractor for completion. But we spoke with several other residents at Carver Park who've all reported the same problem.
I had an issue with mice, so I had to get like 2 cats so that I could get rid of them.
They ruined all my shoes. They tore the inside of my heels out and boots out.
During one of our interviews, a CMHA inspector notified the Hodges that they'd be stopping by to patch up the holes in the walls. And the next week, they did just that.
They've been pursuing this for 8 months. You were here, I think, a week ago, and it finally gets done.
That's good news.
It is good news, and we thank you.
But Strain says more needs to be done.
Are you willing to sue CMHA if you have to?
Yes.
Strain says he's been trying to mediate the situation with CMHA, but he now plans to file a lawsuit against them. Hodge says she just wants CMHA to move her family into another unit that isn't infested with mice.